So thank you all for being here tonight. This is my favorite night of the year. The energy, you can already feel it. The excitement, the enthusiasm for the students. This is just what it's all about. It's so much fun, and it's already gotten off to a great start with Des, amazing, and I want to give a huge thank you and some love to Hema, Rich, and Katie for their amazing kickoff today. Thank you so much for being here and getting us off to a fun start. Now, I want to start off with an announcement. I know we had advertised and promised a slate of judges, and 80% is pretty good. But unfortunately, Clay is not able to be with us tonight. He came down with a bug, they had the 5-game road trip and all that stuff. So he wasn't able to make it tonight. So I apologize for that. If that was the core reason why you're here, feel free to stand up and walk out. We've got spotlights. We'll certainly shine them. And as much as I love Clay, don't get me wrong, I'm so fired up to be here for the 4 youths of the year who are going to be sharing their stories and to see Des doing his thing. So don't worry, the rock stars are still in the house. I love this night so much for a bunch of reasons. First of all, it's about growth. I've known the students who you're going to meet later on, the 4 youths of the year. I've known them for years, and I've watched them grow. And especially in the last month or so, I've watched how hard they've practiced, how they've worked on their speeches, how they've thought about what they want their future to be, what their goals are. And just to see that growth, it just gives me so much hope and optimism in the human potential. And it's what life is all about, to see kids. And I know that tonight you're going to see with me right here, this is all live, this is not pre-recorded or scripted. Well, it's a little scripted, but not pre-recorded. You're going to see them blossom in front of you and give their best talk ever and present themselves with more pride and more confidence and more directness than ever. And thank you for being here, for being part of that audience, to bring your energy. What I also love about tonight, it's just an incredible example of teamwork. This is Team BGCP coming together. The staff has worked so hard. This night does not just happen by accident. The youth have practiced so hard. Our board members are engaged. We've got volunteers, our partners, and it just shows you what you can do if you come together around a common shared vision, a really important, worthwhile cause, and come together. And to see what we're able to deliver tonight, you're going to enjoy it. So get ready for some fun. And lastly, what I enjoy most about tonight, or a lot about tonight, is that this is addressing one of my personal missions in life, which is creating community. This is why I came here 17 years ago. These days we live in such a stratified society, different neighborhoods, we don't often interact with people who live so close to us. But we're all one community. And this tonight is an exception. This is an example of people coming together who may not interact that much on a daily basis. But we're all here for a shared cause of celebrating 21 actual youths of the year who are making good decisions, who are committed to a bright future, who are sacrificing today for a better tomorrow. And we're all here together in this shared space. And it's just wonderful to have that sense of community building where we're actually doing something to make our society better. And I recognize that traffic was a little frustrating, and I know it's a little cramped in here, and it'd be nicer if we could have a bigger space so people could invite more of their friends and so on. But I think you'll understand why it's so important that we keep this event here at the Boys and Girls Club's gym, where this is their kids and their families' home. So thank you for coming here and bearing the traffic, but I promise you by the end of the evening, it'll be worth it. So many of you are new to Boys and Girls Clubs. This is your first time here, and you're going to hear 4 amazing stories. So I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of the organization and put things in context for you. So we love Silicon Valley. I love Silicon Valley. It's amazing. And our vision here at the Boys and Girls Clubs is that all young people, if they work hard and make smart choices, can grow up to lead fulfilling lives, can get a quality education, a fair-paying job, decent housing, and the ability to raise their own family. But unfortunately, for too many students, especially those growing up in neighborhoods served by us, that's not always that easy, and they face significant challenges. Some of them struggle in school. 80% are below proficient in core subject areas. About a third drop out of high school. But before you look at the achievement gap, you've got to look at the root cause, which I believe is the opportunity gap. These are just 4 examples. For example, about half of our students' parents were not able to graduate from high school. About a quarter of the students we serve are homeless, living in transitory housing, have very insecure housing. Many of our families lack the social capital. Many of them are new to the country. Many of them didn't excel or advance far in the school system. They don't know how to navigate a very complex American educational system, not sure how to go about entering the whole workforce in Silicon Valley. And a final example, these are just examples, is so many of our students are facing tremendous economic pressure just to pay the ridiculous cost of rent these days that they're unable to invest in the future. You know, the whole American system is built on sacrificing today, investing in the future. They have to get jobs now to support their families. Good news is we have a solution, the Boys and Girls Clubs. And what we do, the foundation of what we do, is we provide a safe place where kids can come and find positive relationships with caring adults. That's the foundation of everything. Someone they can trust in, someone they can believe in them, someone who loves them. And when I talk to the staff, and I talk to the staff and the kids, and I ask for one word that summarizes the Boys and Girls Clubs, it's always the same word: family. And you're going to hear the four stories tonight, and that's going to come through loud and clear. Now, with that sense of family and belonging, that's as important today as it's ever been. It's as necessary, but it's also no longer sufficient. Today, in 2019, our students are not going to be able to become economically self-sufficient unless they get some form of post-secondary training. It could be a BA degree, a AA degree, a certificate. It could be a military service. There has to be something beyond just a college degree to get a fair-paying job. So we shifted our focus as an organization to school success. And the strategy of that, the core behind that, is partnering very closely with the schools. So we make it so that our programs are tightly integrated with the schools and an extension of the learning day. Not an extension of the school day, perhaps, but an extension of the learning day. So we share facilities with the schools. In fact, 80% of our students are now served on school campuses. We share curriculum with the schools. We share data. So we're actually going back and forth knowing the impact of our programs. And we're even sharing staff with our schools now as well. To break it down in a little bit of detail, for our elementary school students, we focus on literacy, especially third grade literacy levels. And then the summer, we have the incredible summer programs where we partner with the local elementary school districts, where we have completely merged programs, where they get 3 hours of academic instruction in the morning from certified teachers, and in the afternoon they get to participate in Camp Galileo. And with these interventions, additional programs, our students are receiving 700 hours of additional learning time, a 60% increase in addition to what they're receiving during the school day alone. For our middle school students and our high school freshmen, it's more around success advising, more around a case management type model, helping the kids think about their academic mindsets, social-emotional learning, making sure they're really ready for high school with the right approach and some of the core skills that they need. And then for our high school upperclassmen, it's starting to think more about college and a college access program and college success program. It could be, again, a BA, an AA, or some other career program, but it's thinking post-secondary. So in addition to academic supports, we're also providing career exposure for our students. And a great example of that is in the summers. Our students went 15 times to LinkedIn and learned about all the different careers available at LinkedIn. So a big thanks to Jeff and Meg and the whole LinkedIn team over there for making that happen. And LinkedIn started that, and then Google was also able to do that. Scott Tierney, I think, might be here. He actually piloted that many years ago, and that's still going strong. So Google's another example. And then the VA hospital, with our great board member, Dr. Odette Harris, has also been exposing our kids to careers in healthcare opportunities. So there are a couple of new things that are going on at the club this year. I just want to share with you some of the highlights of how the club continues to grow and think strategically about what we're doing. One of them is Saturday school. You know, these buildings historically have sat empty on Saturdays. Now they're very busy. We have lots of things going on. It could be a sports league. It could be, and then we actually have Saturday school where the kids come in for 4 hours, get a nice lunch, and then get additional literacy coaching and homework assistance. We've hired high school teachers for the first time. So we have Jose, who's the teacher at Sequoia High School, now comes and does literacy for us at the Redwood City Clubhouse. He's awesome. And then we have Andrew, who's a teacher in math at Woodside, who comes to the clubhouse as well. They actually work with us, our students in the summers, as well as in the after-school hours. So it's just continuing to go deeper and deeper. We have to raise our game to meet the needs of our students. And then while the summer apprenticeships are amazing in terms of career exposure, at some point our kids need summer jobs. And so this past couple years, we've launched a great summer paid internship program for our college students, so our alumni, but they're really still part of the program. And a huge shout out to YouTube and Susan for making that happen at YouTube. And a huge shout out to Ann at 23andMe for making that happen at 23andMe as well. So Ann and Susan were both Youth of the Year judges. They met students like Des, and they're like, we need to hire you. You've got so much potential. This is crazy. So anyone who wants in, we've got more opportunities to hire our students. I'm the official agent and gatekeeper for this, but I negotiate pretty well. So let me know, and let's make this happen. So in addition to those jobs, the job creation, we've also recognized that some of our students face challenges that are just beyond our scope of ability. We can't do everything, and a lot of our students face pretty substantial mental health challenges. So we've started beefing up our mental health services and now have a full-time therapist in our Redwood City clubhouse to deal with challenges that used to be beyond the scope of our ability to address. And then the last change I wanted to share with you is nothing more important, as you're finding out right now, than a good, healthy meal. And so we've rebuilt 2 of our kitchens, and we're now providing home-cooked, nutritious meals to 350 students a night and 750 meals a day in the summer to our students. So a couple data points, just so people who are new to the organization put a sense of the scale of what we are. We now have 2,500 active members, people who come to the club regularly and are involved in our programs. In fact, over half of these students come 4 days a week. We run programs in the low-income neighborhoods of our community, Redwood City, Eastern Menlo Park, and East Palo Alto. And we do that through 12 sites, 3 clubhouses like this, and 9 school sites. Demand is actually much greater. Superintendents have asked us to be at many more of their schools. It's just a constraint between finding enough quality staff as well as the funding. All of our programming here at the Boys and Girls Clubs at the Peninsula is local. Everything we do, every dollar, every thought that we spend every day revolves around the Redwood City School District, the Ravenswood City School District, and our friends at the Sequoia Union School District. It's all local. And then another key differentiator about the Boys and Girls Clubs I want you to appreciate is that we serve all kids. All kids are welcome here. We're not selective about whom we serve. Doesn't matter how well you're doing in school. Doesn't matter what you want for the future. Come join us. Come be part of our family, and we'll help you push to a brighter future. So my favorite part about the Boys and Girls Clubs is that we're not a charity. These kids don't want handouts. They want assistance. They want guidance. They want the things I had. Heck, I just followed my big brother. It was really easy for me laid out. And I'm sure a lot of you in the audience had role models and mentors who helped you along the way. Some of our students are growing up in situations where they may not have that really easy path to follow. They'll do the work. They'll make the commitments. They'll make the sacrifices. They just need some guidance. And that's what we provide at the Boys and Girls Clubs. You'll hear that tonight in these 4 stories. Each of these 4 students has had challenges that no young person should ever face. But they're not grounded in those challenges, or they're not trapped in that. Listen to how they talk about themselves, how they talk in the positivity about, yeah, that's my past, but this is where I'm going. This is where I want to go. And they're looking for help, support, but not a handout. And that's what inspires me so much there. And so in that spirit, I'm hoping you join Team BGCP tonight with time, resources, of course, as well. But I'm not asking for a handout like these students have. In fact, what I want to do is I want to offer you a partnership. Let's make a deal. The deal is you invest your financial resources in this organization, and I will work my hardest to maximize the ROI on any dollar given in here. I will review the programs to make sure we're having the best impact we can. I'll make sure we're hiring, training, and retaining the best youth development professionals around. And I'll make sure that we're partnering with the right organizations, that we're building the right board, and we're going the right direction as an organization. So that's what I'm asking for tonight, is your partnership. Now, it's crazy. I've been here for 17 years. No one in Silicon Valley stays anywhere for 17 years. I'm like a dinosaur. It's ridiculous. But, and you can, no, that wasn't what I meant. That wasn't what I meant. You're killing my punchline. And you may ask yourself, maybe you don't, but why I'm still here after 17 years? Surely there must be a bigger job. Surely there must be something better I could be doing with my time. But ask that question after tonight. And after tonight, you're going to know why I am still so committed to Team BGCP, still so committed to these students, and why this is my favorite night of the year, and why I'm so proud to be part of Team BGCP. So what I'm asking you is please join me, part of the team, and let's work together in partnership with our shared values, and let's make this a great community for all of our kids to grow up. Thank you very much.